Good morning. Captain Chris recording Fort Pierce, Treasure Coast, Florida's Atlantic coast, named for the Treasure Coast because the Spanish Armada of stolen gold from Central America sank off the coast a couple of hundred years ago. I've learned these are called mailboxes. They're actually thrusters or thrust directors. You can see that they're hinged up on the stern of a boat, and they will actually take the boat out where they think there's some sunken treasure on the seafloor. Mind you, it might be 6, 8, 10, 12 feet deep just off the beach. So they'll anchor the boat in 3 positions: the bow, port stern, starboard stern. Then they'll hinge these down, and as they hinge down, this metal framework, this cage, will go over and around to that propeller. Same thing on the starboard. And then they will put the engines in gear, and as the engines push the boat forward, the boat doesn't actually go forward, but the thrust will make the U-turn or the 90-degree downturn, and it will go down, and it will erode the sand on the seafloor right here. And you've got some divers with either scuba tanks or some air hoses with a compressor on board the boat, and they'll be shifting around with their hand looking for lost treasure. This is the Treasure Coast, Fort Pierce, Florida, Vero Beach, Florida, Sebastian, Florida. In fact, Mel Fisher found a lot of treasure in Sebastian, and he's got a museum in Sebastian. And then also you may have heard of the Atocha, which is off of Key West, 60 miles or so off of Key West, and they've got a wonderful museum there in downtown Key West. But here in Fort Pierce, we've got a lot of treasure hunting boats with these mailboxes or thrust directors. They'll hinge them down, and they'll blow away the sand on the seafloor. You can see this boat's a twin-engine boat, so it's got 2 of the mailboxes. And let me walk between some of this construction equipment. And you'll see there's another boat over here with a single mailbox or thrust director. And then again, that will hinge down over the propeller, and it will do the forward prop wash into a 90-degree down angle. I don't know if this is a better view for you, but that will hinge down, and then it will blow all the sand free on the seafloor right here. Of course, I'm in the parking lot. And then that way the scuba divers or the air hose, maybe with the Desco or Kirby Morgan face mask, they will do all of the treasure hunting by hand. Something I just did notice is that rudder appears to be bent. I don't know how that happened, but the rudder's bent. But in the same time, the important part right here is the mailbox and of course the treasure. So if you've got any questions about treasure hunting, look up Mel Fisher in either Sebastian or in Key West, Florida. If you've got other questions about boats, you can ask me. Ask Captain Chris.